We welcome you, sir. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. सरस्वती पूजा पहले हाँ Ladies and gentlemen, let's mark the opening of this inaugural ceremony, celebrating the pursuit of knowledge and marking the pinnacle of intellectual convergence on this wonderful, blissful, and serene day. With such an august gathering, we are really delighted to have you all here. Ladies and gentlemen, extending a grand and a gala welcome to everyone to this iconic International Conference 2024, PICON 2024, proudly hosted by Prestige Institute of Management and Research. With hearts full of gratitude and the spirits lifted by a promise of magnificent experience that will unfold as we move ahead with our marvelous journey. It's my utmost pleasure to be your host for this marvelous journey. On behalf of Prestige Group, I, Dr. Pallavi Joshi Kapuria, along with my amazing co-host, Dr. Nidhi Sharma, we are here to extend you all with a wholehearted welcome to all our distinguished luminaries, esteemed delegates, honorable guests, educators, research scholars, and eminent members from the Prestige family. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, Vidya Rupen Sansita, Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. Seeking the divine blessings from Ma Saraswati, a tradition that is deeply rooted in cultural heritage and cherished by our generations, a ritual that symbolizes the illumination of knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. May I request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward and partake in the lamp lighting ceremony.
Ya श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां। हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्।
The lamp before us is not merely a source of light, but a beacon of hope, guiding us through the darkness of ignorance towards the brilliance of wisdom. As we all embark upon this wonderful and exciting dignitaries to kindly grace the dais with their benign presence. May I request the volunteers to kindly escort the dignitaries to the dais. Wow, it's truly overwhelming to witness this enchanting aura with a galaxy of minds and universe of intellect. Let's get moving and unlock the symphony of brilliance. It is with immense pleasure and an utmost pride that we all gather here today for this inaugural ceremony and mark the grand opening of the very iconic Prestige Institute of Management and Research 19th International Conference on Changing Business Paradigm, an event that unfolds opportunities and serves as a beacon of collaborations, bringing together enriching minds from diverse backgrounds, enriched culture, and versatile perspectives. Let us now take a moment to embrace the spirit of hospitality. As a humble gesture and a token of immense warmth, we wish to extend our sincere and heartfelt welcome to all our esteemed dignitaries for their gracious presence and adding a distinct vibrancy and unparalleled charm to this event. First and foremost, we are delighted and blessed to have the gracious presence of Dr. Davis Jain, Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation, and Chancellor, Prestige University. I'll request Dr. Pratima Jain, Conference Convener, to do the honors. I'll request Dr. Davis Jain to extend a floral welcome to our chief guest, His Excellency, Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, the member of the ruling royal family, Qatar, and Chairman, MBK Holding, Qatar. We are truly delighted to have your benign presence here, sir. We have our chief guest, Mr. B.S. Nagesh, founder, trend, and chairman, Shoppers Stop. May I request Dr. Raja Roy Chaudhary, conference chair, to kindly do the honors. Thank you, sir. We have with us our special guest and the keynote speaker, Mr. Siddharth Rajhans, Principal Policy Officer, United Nations. I'll request Dr. Subramaniam Iyer, Director, UG Campus, to kindly do the honors. Thank you so much, sir. We have our special guest, Mr. Siddharth Adhikari, Circle Head, Punjab National Bank. I'll request Mr. Salil Sen Gupta, Registrar, to do the honors. I'll now request Dr. Pratima Jain to kindly extend a deep welcome to Dr. Davis Jain. We have with us Shri Dipin Jain, Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation. I'll request Dr. Debasis Malik, Senior Director, to kindly extend a floral welcome to Shri Dipin Jain. We have with us Mr. Avinash Deshpande, Executive Director, MBK Holding, Qatar. I'll request Dr. Chanchila Jain to extend a floral welcome to Mr. Deshpande. We also have with us Mr. Himanshu Jain, Director, Prestige Education Foundation. I'll request Dr. Amrita Badmore to kindly extend him with a floral welcome. Okay. I'll request Dr. Anukul Haidt to kindly do the honors. We have with us Mr. Kushagra Sharan, AIRS Fellow and a PhD Scholar from IIM Kozhikode. I'll request Dr. Chetan Nagar to kindly do the honors. We also have with us Mr. Indrajit Goswami, Professor, Alliance University. I'll request Dr. Navratri Dogre to kindly extend him with a floral welcome. I'll request Dr. Chetan to kindly do the honors again. We are also delighted to have the representatives and the group directors from Prestige Group. We have with us Dr. Nishant Joshi, Director. Dr. Bhakar, Director, Prestige Group of Institutions, Bhopal. Dr. Ajit Upadhyay. May I request Dr. Sharda Haryani to kindly extend him with a floral welcome. Dr. Ajit Upadhyay is Director, Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Devas. We have with us Dr. Sanjeev Patni, CEO, AIC Prestige. Dr. Pragya Kukeshri to kindly do the honors. We have with us Dr. Manoj Kumar Deshpande, Director, Prestige Institute of Engineering. Dr. Ranjana Patel to kindly do the honors. Okay. Dr. Prayatna Jain, can you please do the honors? EIGM, he is there. Okay. We have with us Mr. Sudhir Pradhan, Director, Prestige Institute of Global Management. Dr. Manisha Singhai to kindly extend the floral welcome. Thank you, everyone, and we extend a warm welcome to this August gathering once again. It's indeed an honor to stand before such a distinguished gathering of visionaries, thought leaders, and change makers who have come together from across the globe to grace this marvelous occasion. Let's all together embrace this iconic conference with all our open hearts and open minds, ready to join hands and to explore, to learn, to grow, and to inspire one another. Together, let us illuminate the path towards a brighter, more inclusive, and a more equitable future for education. Let the journey begin. Moving ahead with the proceedings and setting the stage what promises to be an enlightening and an enriching experience for each one of us. May I now invite Dr. Raja Roy Chaudhary, Conference Chair, whose vision and leadership has played a pivotal role in shaping an extremely contextual theme for the conference and assembling an impressive galaxy of luminaries and experts to facilitate meaningful deliberations. Sir, over to you to extend the welcome address to this wonderful audience.
Very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the 19th edition of the International Conference at Prestige Institute of Management and Research, INDORE. Prestige Institute of Management and Research, popularly known as PIMR, is a journey of transition of emotions, a dream which the legendary Padma Shri Dr. N.N. Jain had when he embarked on a vision of offering quality education at affordable cost in the central part of India. In hindsight, nothing much has changed, only that we have grown from campus to campus and from a few hundred students to about 15,000 today. We have transcended global borders, and from central India stand connected with Western Europe and the United States of America. From a very humble beginning, we have assumed quality status and have gained NAC A+++ and autonomous institutional accreditation. Under the visionary leadership and pragmatic approach of our Honorable Chairman, Dr. Davish Jain, and ably supported by the management team of Shri Dipin Jain, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Himangshu and Mr. Ketan Jain, both young directors and members of the Prestige Education Foundation, the institution is growing at an exponential rate. The theme for today's conference talks about the various business paradigms which are challenged to change when we consider ethics, sustainability, and governance. Sustainability is a paradigm for thinking about a future in which environmental, social, and economic considerations are balanced in the pursuit of development and an improved quality of life. When we talk of ethical sustainability, we ought to think of how humans need to live while also considering their connections with other human beings, the natural world, and the future generations. I sincerely hope all the participating research scholars and faculty community shall dwell in length on the said premise and thought process. Today is a great day at PIMR Indore, as His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Khalifa Al Thani from the ruling royal family of Qatar comes to India, and that too for the first time in Indore. Thank you, Your Highness, for your gracious presence, and I sincerely hope you will enjoy the conference proceedings and carry home lots of fond memories. We started this dialogue last November, and today we could make it happen. Thank you once again, Your Highness. Thank you, Siddharth Rajhans, a young United Nations diplomacy expert and sustainability enthusiast, for being present today. We would love to hear from you soon. Thank you, Avinash, my dear friend, for coming all the way from Qatar and to participate in the conference proceedings. Thank you, research experts like Dr. Indrajit Goswami and Dr. Kushagra Sharan, for accepting our invite to deliberate on contemporary research challenges. Our research scholars and students would find your deliberations useful. A big shout out to our gold sponsor, Punjab National Bank, represented by Circle Head Siddharth Adhikari, Life Insurance Corporation, represented by Mr. Prabhat Kumar, Top Rankers, represented by Mr. Ashish Nayak, and CH Edgemakers, represented by Ajay Bansal. Thank you for your support. It's a great pride for us to have known educationist and institution builder Renu Jain, Madam Vice Chancellor DAVV, who unfortunately is not here but has confirmed her participation for tomorrow's valedictory session. Thank you, Renu ma'am, for believing in us. Last but not the least, this great list of luminaries would not have been completed by someone so great, yet so humble. He is none other than B.S. Nagesh, the doyen of Indian retail and the guru of all gurus. Thank you, my friend, for being with us today. At the end, I wish you all great success in this conference, and I look forward to having you next time. Enjoy, stay blessed. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. Prestige Group, a name synonymous with excellence, innovation, and integrity, has been at the forefront for decades. PIMR, the renowned and prestigious business school of Central India, is proud to take forward the immensely rich legacy created by our exemplary leader, a father figure, and founder chairman, revered Padma Shri, Dr. Nemnathji Jain sir. Under his dynamic mentorship, Prestige Group has been on a relentless mission and a humble commitment to deliver world-class education that redefines the learning landscapes and enrich the lives. I take utmost pride to unveil and present before you all the corporate movie of Prestige Group. Let's embark on a captivating journey throughout the milestones, through the triumphs and the legacy of iconic Prestige Group. May I request the AV team to kindly play the corporate movie of Prestige Group.
Educating someone is the noblest effort anyone can do in his lifetime. Prestige Education Foundation was founded with the same motive in the year 1994. In its journey, this foundation is nurturing students from LKG till PhD, with the vision of developing students of society as front-runners and to contribute towards national development. Prestige Education Foundation runs institutions offering courses in management, engineering, law, media studies, commerce, IT, to name a few. With its glorious voyage of excellence in quality education, research and consultancy, the Prestige Education Foundation now stands at a new threshold with its upcoming Prestige University. The man behind this vision is Padma Shri Dr. N. Jain, an entrepreneur, industrialist and philanthropist. Carrying the vision of Dr. N. Jain to new heights, Dr. Devesh Jain, Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation and Chancellor, Prestige University, and Mr. Dipin Jain, Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation and Pro-Chancellor, Prestige University, are spearheading this intellectual entity by following the footprints and vision of their father. Maintaining high standards as per the norms and directives of higher education and education bodies of state and central government, the institute was successful to get permanent affiliation from the prestigious Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore in the year 2000. It enjoys autonomous status thrice consecutively by UGC in 2006, 2012 and again in 2018. It is recognized by University Grants Commission under 2F and 12B. The institute is proud to have been accredited thrice with the highest grades by National Assessment and Accreditation Council UGC. Currently, Prestige Institute of Management and Research Indore enjoys NAC A++ grade with a CGPA of 3.57, making it the only institute in Central India to do so. It is also an ISO 9001-2015 certified institute. PIMR provides suitable environment for academic research and currently has 49 PhD guides, 115 JRF and PhD awardees, and 91 research scholars at our PhD Center, which came into action in the year 1994. The PhD Center is a recognized research center of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya Indore. At present, close to 400 research papers of our faculty members have made their place in different and esteemed international and national research journals such as UGC, UGC Care, Scopus and ABDC. In the year 2019, PIMR was enlisted under UGC Paramarsh scheme where it assists other institutions for NAC accreditation purposes. PIMR Good Governance Cell has been actively involved in conducting various activities related to public-private relationship model and helps to accomplish various government projects. Department of Higher Education and World Bank initiated governance benchmarking project with international standards in which PIMR Indore is identified as a top-notch institute and has been suggested to offer suggestions and recommendations to other institutions. The year of 2018 brought another milestone for us as the foundation stone of Atal Incubation Center Prestige Inspire Foundation was laid, which is an initiative supported by Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog and the Government of India. The concept of Prestige Atal Incubation Center is to give a shape with the notion of establishing startups in the agricultural sector of MP region and other promising sectors by budding entrepreneurs. The AIC currently has 12 startups that have won numerous awards at international and national levels. Beginning with 400 in 1994, the student strength now stands at over 5,000 and continues to rise in postgraduate courses, MBA full-time, MBA Financial Administration, MBA Marketing Management, MBA International Business, MBA Personnel Administration, MBA Advertising and Public Relations, Master of Mass Communication. The institute also offers BVOC, Bachelor of Vocational Studies, in Banking and Financial Services and E-commerce and Digital Marketing. In undergraduate courses, BBA, BBA Foreign Trade, BCA, BCom Honours, BA JMC, and in law courses, BA LLB Honours, BCom LLB Honours, BBA LLB Honours, LLB Honours, LLM. The institute also offers a range of certification programs. Complacency leads to stagnancy. The institute continuously evaluates itself through participation in various external rankings conducted by external agencies. The institute has been consistently ranked in top business schools of India on a variety of parameters. The institute supports and promotes a range of developmental programs for faculty members and has successfully conducted many faculty development programs, research methodology workshops, curriculum development workshops, case study workshops, and international conferences ever since its inception. We are proud to host a galaxy of experts, luminaries, and delegates cutting across industries and sectors who have blessed, motivated, and inspired our students with their knowledge, experience, and expertise. PIMR's Research Consultancy and Training Wing conducts MDPs, EDPs, and many training programs for industry and several departments. Under the umbrella of best practices, PIMR prides itself in providing the students a holistic center, road track club, PIMR literacy mission, and our flagship program Rahat, a health camp organized to serve community. Anubhuti and village adoption are at the forefront of our endeavor to contribute meaningfully towards social causes. A sound infrastructure is one of the most crucial elements for creating a sound learning environment within an institution. Keeping this in mind, the institute has been maintaining its advanced infrastructure such as e-library, dedicated English language lab, computer-based simulation lab, and a well-equipped media studio that caters to all the requirements of film and television production. All these have led to the creation of award-winning productions. Department's community radio and Prestige International Film Festival help media students to get contemporary exposure. Apart from classroom teaching, the institute provides an array of activities and engagement initiatives for students. E-Shakti, a student-driven event, was a joint initiative of Madhya Pradesh Agency of Promotion of Information Technology, Bharti Airtel Limited Airtel, and Prestige Institute of Management and Research, which empowered 120,000 women of Madhya Pradesh by making them computer literate. Regular series of institute industry interactions, student-driven clubs, Central India's biggest youth festival Manthan, are all platforms for students in the direction of experiential and hands-on learning. With our students, we have successfully achieved Guinness World Record of largest backward walk and many other records. We are proud about our supportive and meaningful MOUs with foreign universities and institutions such as Munich Business School, Munich, Germany, London School of Business and Finance, Singapore, Federal Polytechnic, Oko, Anambra State, Nigeria, International Latin University, Argentina, Poltava University of Economics and Trade, Poltava, Ukraine, NEFU University, Yakutsk, Russia, Synergy University, Moscow, Russia, Florida International University, United States of America, in Rushford Education Group, Rushford Business School, Switzerland, Berlin School of Health Sciences, Berlin, James Lind Institute, Switzerland, to name a few. We also maintain a list of strong linkages and professional MOUs with industry. The Institute offers global exposure to students through its international linkages in the forms of international internships, industrial visits, foreign certification programs, and short training courses. An institute is known by its students and their success stories. Placements at PIMR have been outstanding, attracting recruiters from diverse sectors. Alumni are the real brand ambassadors, and our institute feels immensely proud of PIMR alumni who are creating milestones in their respective fields. Having made their footprints domestically and globally, our alumni are associated with top leagues across industries. The next milestone in this enriching and engaging journey for PIMR is to be a degree awarding institute.
What an amazing celebration of our past, a testament to our present, and a glimpse into our future. From our humble beginning to our global footprints, this movie chronicles our unwavering dedication to excellence and our relentless pursuit of innovation under a visionary leader. It is my distinct honor to introduce you all to the visionary leader. The visionary leader who has been at the forefront of this significant journey, Dr. Devesh Jain, Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation and Chancellor, Prestige University, whose exemplary leadership and immense wisdom have shaped the very fabric of Prestige Group, which has emerged as a beacon of inspiration in the entire industry. His resolute leadership and unwavering commitment to excellence have propelled Prestige Group to the new heights of success and innovation. May I request the AV team to showcase the incredible journey of Dr. Devesh Jain, who has set remarkable benchmarks of excellence in our industry. AV team, kindly play the AV.
Dr. Devesh Jain, Chairman, Prestige Education Foundation, Chancellor, Prestige University, President, Prestige Group of Industries, National President, Center for Education Growth and Research, New Delhi. Dr. Jain is a dynamic and forward-looking industrialist who has inherited the vision and foresight of his illustrious father, Padma Shri awardee Dr. N.N. Jain. He earned his MPhil degree and PhD from the Open International University for Complementary Medicine in affiliation with Zoroastrian College in the special consultative status of UNESCO, and later conferred with the SC honoris causa and then with the Lit honoris causa. Dr. Jain has been conferred with various national and international awards for his distinguished contributions in the fields of agribusiness, industry and education. He has recently been honored with Jain Ratna Award in June 2023. He is recipient of an iconic educationist and agri-business leader of India 2023 award by Integrated Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Besides this, he was felicitated with the prestigious National Award Atal Shastra Markanome, Doy of the Industry and Economy for his yeoman contribution to the agronomy, soya industry and education sector in November 2022. He has also received National Award for Achievers in Summit India on 26 August 2022. On 25 April 2022, he was conferred with the coveted Madhya Pradesh Ratna Pratibha Alankaran Award by His Excellency Mangubhai Patel, Governor of MP. He has been conferred with Outstanding Education 2017. Sir earned the title of Man with a Vision and Mission by a leading journal, Oils and Fats Industry in South Asia. Dr. Jain has also authored 3 books titled Golden Insight Enterprising Soyabean, Golden Insight Enterprising Knowledge and Golden Insight Enterprising Life. He is also invited as keynote speaker at numerous national and international forums. Sir is a great thinker, an educationist and a social motivator. We welcome you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please join me in welcoming Dr. David Jain.
Namaskar, and a very delightful morning to one and all. First and foremost, I would like to extend a very hearty welcome to His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, the chairman of MBK Holdings from State of Qatar, as our honorable chief guest today. He has come to India for the first time, and that too in Indore, to grace at the conference and cement ties with the well-known prestige institutions and industries group in the areas of our mutual interest and cooperation. His gracious presence symbolizes a trusted and strategic partnership in the ages of academic enhancement, technology adoption, and industrial growth. I would like also to extend warm welcome to Mr. Avinash Deshpande, the Executive Director of MBK Holding, traveling with Sheikh this morning. I would like to extend welcome to our esteemed keynote speaker, Mr. Siddharth Rajhans, Principal Policy Officer at the United Nations, who has been coming to Prestige quite often, almost every year. Joining us is a seasoned banker, Mr. Siddharth Adhikari, Circle Head of Punjab National Bank. We are also privileged to welcome amidst us the Chief Guest, Mr. B.S. Nagesh, founder of Train and Chairman of Shopper Stop. In absentia, I would also extend welcome to Madam Dr. Renu Jain, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, who shall be joining us tomorrow. With me, my respect and dear brother, Shri Dipin Jain, Vice Chairman of Prestige Group, Director of Prestige Education Foundation, Mr. Himanshu Jain, our conference chair, Dr. Raja Raj Chaudhary, Senior Director, Prestige Institute of Management and Research, Dr. Devashish Malik, Director of our UG campus, Colonel Dr. Subramaniam Raman Iyer, Senior Director of our Prestige Institute of Engineering, Management and Research, Dr. Manoj Kumar Deshpande, Director of Prestige Institute of Global Management, Mr. Sunil Pradhan, CEO and head of our Atal Incubation Center, Prestige Inspire Foundation, Dr. Sanjeev Patni, honorable guests, respected faculty members, and our young Prestigians. Today we are blessed with the distinguished presence of luminaries who epitomize excellence and innovation in their respective fields. On behalf of Prestige Education Foundation and my revered father, the founder of Prestige Group, Padma Shri Dr. N. Jain, who has sent his greetings and blessings for every one of us. I welcome you to this 19th PIMR International Conference in Indore, India. I do hope this conference will serve as a vital forum for researchers, academicians, practitioners, policymakers to converge and deliberate on the theme of this conference. It has always been the mission of Prestige Group to build future generations of India by imparting education through professional courses in management, engineering, information technology, computer applications, liberal arts and science, commerce and law, among others, with an emphasis on research and consultancy. With this responsibility, we are here to reflect upon the ever-evolving landscape of business, where we find ourselves at a pivotal juncture. The dynamics of our global economy are undergoing profound transformations, and growing awareness of environmental and social responsibilities. Therefore, in the face of such changes, it becomes imperative for us to, as corporate leaders, policy makers and educationists, to not only adapt but also to proactively shape the future. Friends, PICOM 24 is the platform where we collectively navigate the dynamic tide of business paradigms. The topical theme of today's conference, changing business paradigms, trends in innovation, governance, and sustainability, resonates deeply with the transformative times we live in. Innovation is the key for business to adapt to changing markets and consumer preferences. From AI to renewable energy, technological advancements are driving the evolution. We must harness innovation to solve problems, boost productivity, and create value of all stakeholders. Governance is important for guiding businesses and economies. Strong framework build trust, manage risks, and ensure sustainability. As leaders, we must prioritize ethics, transparency, and integrity in all our endeavors. Sustainability is paramount in today's world. Addressing climate change, resource depletion, and social inequality, businesses must adopt sustainable practices for environmental impact reduction, social equity promotion, and long-term viability. Today, change is not just an occasional ripple, it's a continuous undercurrent shaping the very fabric of our economic landscape. For decades, technology has been driving force behind innovation. We have witnessed how AI has revolutionized industries, bolstered transparency and renewable energy, and sparked hope for a greener future. But these advancements are enough? The question at the heart of this conference is stark. Is innovation creating a future that is not just futuristic, but also equitable and sustainable? The conference isn't theoretical exercise. The question at the heart of this conference is stark. This conference called to build a future where Make in India becomes Innovate for India, where progress empowers all, not just a select few. Our theme, Changing Business Paradigms, Trends in Innovation, Governance and Sustainability, echoes the dynamism of our times. Innovation in India is not just about next Silicon Valley startup. It's about harnessing technology to solve challenges unique to our nation. Consider, for instance, the rise of Bharat Agri, a platform empowering small farmers with real-time market data and personalized crop advisory, impacting over 50 million lives. Or take Project Akshay, bridging the digital divide by training rural women in digital literacy and opening doors to financial inclusion and for entrepreneurship. Over 600,000 women have been benefited. These are not mere anecdotes. They are evidence to innovation power to transform lives and livelihoods. Innovation needs ethical governance as it compasses frameworks like SEBI's reporting guidelines, incentivize responsible practices, bridging economic gain with societal well-being. It's about trust, not just compliances, for a thriving business ecosystem. But true transformation demands inclusivity. India's demographic dividend, with its young aspirational population, cannot be harnessed without empowering all. Look at Prestige Education Foundation's Educate Girls initiative, which provides scholarships and mentorship to thousands of girls from underprivileged communities, opening doors to quality education and unlocking their potential. Studies by Niti Aayog, Government of India, show that diverse teams outperform homogeneous ones, and inclusive growth unlocks the full potential of our markets. Imagine the untapped talent and vibrant ideas waiting to be unleashed when we empower all segments of society to participate in the innovation ecosystem. Traditionally, businesses thrive on competition, but today's challenge demands collaboration. Open source medical research, clean energy ventures, and corporate NGO partnerships are practical solutions. Successes means shared value creation, addressing societal and environmental issues alongside the profitability. Studies by the Harvard Business Review show that companies with strong ESG, that is environmental, social, and governance practices, consistently outperform their peers. This is not just an ethical responsibility, it's a sound business strategy. India faces pressing environmental challenges. Collaboration is the key to tackling them. The Paris Agreement, India's ambitious renewable energy targets like increasing solar power capacity to a whopping 300 gigawatt by 2030, requires collaboration across industries with global partners. Public-private partnerships, initiatives like Namami Ganga project and cleaning the Ganges River demonstrate the power of collaboration between government and businesses. Community-led conservation. The Vandhan Tribal Development Program empowers forest communities to sustainably manage their resources, showcasing the importance of inclusive approaches. From competition to collective intelligence, its entrepreneurial spirit can thrive even more through collaborations in our country. Startups India initiative fosters collaboration between startups and established businesses, accelerating innovation and growth. Platforms like NASSCOM IT and CII Manufacturing bring together diverse players to address industry-wide challenges and create shared values. Companies like Mahindra & Mahindra encourages external ideas through open innovation initiatives, platforms like OpenX. PICOM 24 is not just a conference, it's a launch pad for action. Let's build business that are not just profitable, but also purposeful, inclusive, and sustainable.
technology entrepreneur. Introducing our special guest and the keynote speaker.
Transparent and solution-oriented domain. Siddharth is often regarded as a management thought leader, having delivered research papers and keynote speeches in over 600 conferences, summits, and conclaves. He has been awarded at many IIMs, IITs, NITs, and universities across India. As a keynote speaker, some of his major platforms in the international speaking circuit are TEDx, IEEE Annual Congress's opening keynote in 2019 and 16, and many more. Siddharth is on the board of several universities and board of studies of IIT Kharagpur, NIT Kurukshetra, and many more. Siddharth's career milestone was when in April 2023, he was invited as the face of Apple retail vertical launch with CEO Tim Cook. He was the first person to inaugurate the Apple flagship facility in India with CEO Tim Cook on the special invitation of Apple's team in Cupertino in recognition of Siddharth's association with Apple and having nurtured the Apple developer community in India. We welcome you, sir.
Wow, what an amazing personality we have with us. I would like to mention a milestone of his career when he was invited to inaugurate Apple's retail vertical in India with CEO Tim Cook. We would like to play a video of the inauguration. AV team, can you please play the AV? Wow, what an incredible personality we have with us. So we have with us the Siddharth Rajans. Over to you, sir.
So, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, PIMR, for having me on a stage like this. I'm really happy to see a lot of familiar faces here. So, my regards to Chairman Davis Jain, sir, for having me, the chief guest of the occasion, Sheikh Saab, for flying in all the way from Qatar. Thank you for gracing this occasion. Vice Chairman Dipin, sir, Ketan and Himanshu, sir, whom I have not met personally, but seeing for the first time. Along with them, the chief guest, B.S. Nagesh, sir, from Shoppers Stop, Raja Rai Chaudhary, sir, and Siddharth Adhikari, sir. And along with them, a lot of my dear friends, mentors, and professors whom I have had the absolute privilege of collaborating with, including Ajit Upadhyay sir, Ashima madam, Nidhi madam, and a lot of other incredible people. Nishan Joshi sir, who just dropped me a WhatsApp text that he couldn't make it to Indore today because he's in Delhi today. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and privilege to be able to address PICOM 24 on this illustrious occasion. The topic for today about innovation, governance, and sustainability, it is something that the government is heavily banking on right now. This entire concept of where we stand today, my friends, it takes me to a thing that happened last year, the G20 summit, something that each one of you was aware of. Even my auto driver in Delhi, when I was on my way to Pragati Maidan, because of the security issues, my car couldn't go beyond a point. Even he knew that there is something called as G20 happening, जिसमें काफी बाहर देश के leader लोग आए हैं, he told me. And that's what G20 did. The concept of Jan Bhagidari or citizen engagement made sure that a thing like G20 was in the know-how of every single individual from whichever segment of the society they were in. And during this G20, mere dosto, there was a term that got attached to India. It was the voice of the global south. And it is something that a lot of journalists told me that they have heard it for the first time in diplomacy, a country being heralded as the voice, as the representation of the global south. So what is this global south, jiska hame voice kaha ja raha tha? So this is the entire southern hemisphere. A large part of the world today, including the entire southern hemisphere, comprises of nations that are underdeveloped or developing. Always the so-called developed nations have been in the northern hemisphere. From US to most parts of Western Europe to Canada, all of these countries have been in the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere includes a large landmass known as the African Union, of which we were responsible for having it inducted into the G20, thereby making it G21 from this year onwards. Similarly, the entire South American continent, and a large part of what we call as the Southeast Asian nations. All of them, with the exception of Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, and New Zealand, all of them are largely underdeveloped or developing. So they were looking up to us to be a voice for them, to give them representation on a global platform. India's concept of leadership or of becoming a world power has never been on the basis of our nuclear arsenal or on basis of our military might. It has always been on the basis of our knowledge economy, on the basis of our knowledge output to the world, on the basis of our ability to give to the world. And this is something that we have done for ages and ages. So that's something where we are headed today. This entire concept, a new age diplomatic repertoire that I'm privileged to be working with in Delhi, the Modi S. Jaishankar doctrine of diplomacy. It is bringing this lost charm of academia into the diplomatic dialogue of India's foreign policy. And it is time that each one of you becomes a part, including the Prestige family, and every single member in the audience today, including all the student friends I have from whichever batch of engineering or management or commerce you are in. It is time you become a part of India's growth story, because right now it is time for the Indian dream. It's been years, we have always been talking about the American dream, कि US जाएंगे, वहाँ पे वो Conjuring में जैसा घर दिखाते वैसा एक घर लेंगे, we'll have a small driveway around it, we'll have a car parked, we'll probably get married to someone there, get a green card, eventually get a citizenship. That's what most people in India, after a certain point of time when they come to the urban crowd, aspire to do. Going to US, going to Canada, which of course is not the norm now, thanks to our diplomatic community. But then that has been the norm. But that is changing in this decade. This decade, which we call as Web 3.0, it is giving things back to India, because India truly deserves that. And that is where I see the ideal confluence of innovation, governance, and sustainability that will shape India's next few years. The current world order, with all of these developed nations, jitne bhi hain, there's a whole lot of conflict going on. In the UN headquarters in New York, jab aap enter karte ho reception mein, there's a board there that says the daily military expenditure of the world. You know what's the amount? It runs at $3 trillion. That's the amount of military expenditure the world does. जो UN Security Council है, संयुक्त राष्ट्र के सुरक्षा परिषद की स्थायी सदस्यता, G20 के दौरान मुझे ये याद करने को कहा गया था. इस सुरक्षा परिषद या UN Security Council में P5 nations है, the 5 permanent members, of which the 2 front players are USA and France. आप खुद सोच के देखिए, विश्व सुरक्षा का जिम्मा उन्हें दिया गया है जिनका कारोबार युद्ध से चलता है. The business of war, US and France are the biggest defense manufacturers of the world. They are responsible for being the 2 front runners of the UN Security Council. So you can imagine all of these, the Israel-Hamas issue, the Russia-Ukraine crisis, they are prime examples of the developed nations and their so-called ego. And that's where each one of you should realize that India's format of becoming a world leader has been on giving voice to the voiceless, of giving technological advances to the world around us. And that's where India today wants representation. A large part of it is to become a part of the UN Security Council, an agenda that we raised during the G20, which was about inclusion. Countries like Brazil, Japan, India, it has to change. The UN system of diplomacy has to change, and India strives for that. And India's tech diplomacy is the #1 agenda where I can see this confluence of innovation, governance, and sustainability coming together, where all of you, including all the academic professors present here, all the students, you all come together in this picture. There is a reason where there is a Sundar Pichai at Google, a Satya Nadella at Microsoft, a Shiv Nadar at HCL, an Arvind Krishna at IBM, or a V. Narasimhan at Novartis, a Lakshman Narasimhan at Starbucks, a Shantanu Narayan at Adobe, and Ajay Banga at World Bank, because of India's education system, something that we often criticize. The Indian education system, the academic rigor it installs into you, it structures and organizes your mind. When Larry and Sergey, they rebranded Google as Alphabet, so there's a website called abc.xyz that I want each one of you to go home and see. It's the founder's website of the company known as Alphabet, where Larry and Sergey, they wrote a founder's letter. They said, you know, the reason why we consider Sundar as the next successor for us is because he has an encyclopedic knowledge of every Google product or service we have ever created. And that is why Indians are always at the top. Every major Silicon Valley company, there's been an Indian CEO. And it goes on to prove the concept that I just mentioned at the beginning of my lecture, India's knowledge economy, India's ability to give to the world. Including the CEO of a website known as OnlyFans. I can see a couple of boys in the background smiling around it. Was an Indian lady known as Amrapali Gan. So India has constantly given to the world in terms of tech diplomacy, my friends. And not just that. During the COVID crisis, vaccine diplomacy was India to give to the world. Covaxin and Covishield, the two vaccines indigenously developed, were the vaccines that the entire global south, including the African Union and South America, were vaccinated by. It was because of India's vaccine diplomacy efforts, my friend. Similarly, we are called the pharmacy of the world. Remdesivir and tocilizumab, the true drugs that you often heard of or receive WhatsApp messages for during emergency times during the COVID crisis, were manufactured by India and given to the world. And not just that, we have constantly strived to give to the world in terms of knowledge. From Gautam Buddha to the times of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, we have given in terms of thought leadership and direction to the world. And that is where I feel each one of you must take part in this journey of shaping India's new foreign policy, of shaping what we call as voice of the global south today, my friends. We are called the CTO of the world. All these technologies from CoWIN, the vaccine disbursement platform, the world's largest vaccine DBMS or vaccine management system. It was indigenously developed by India and it was open source. It was given to the world. So all of these countries in South America, from Brazil to Argentina, or in the African Union who wanted to vaccinate their people could use CoWIN and just create their entire entity around it. UPI. Whenever we have a foreign diplomat visiting Delhi from Germany or Azerbaijan or whichever part of the world, we take him to the sabji mandi. You know why? We make him pay for that 1 kilo aloo or 1 kilo piyaj using UPI. And they are shocked that you can directly transfer money to a vegetable vendor's bank account at the single click of a button. That is the power of UPI, India's tech leadership today, India's tech diplomacy today, my friends. And all of these countries, including Mauritius, Maldives, Singapore, France, have all adopted UPI today. And similarly, DigiLocker and a whole lot of other advances. India has constantly changed the way the world perceives us and given to the world. So India's current focus of growing as a world power around innovation, governance, and sustainability is around the concept of giving back to the world, a concept of circular economy that India has truly mastered. And that is where I feel we must aspire to look at. ISRO, probably the most jugadu space organization on planet Earth. The PSLV, jisko power horse of a rocket kaha jata hai, the Polar Synchronous Launch Vehicle of ISRO, recently finished its 79th mission, can you imagine? And at a time when in a single launch they carry up to 104 satellites, a thing that was in the news. Can you imagine the cost of one small CubeSat, a nanosat that was part of those 104 satellites? What would have been the cost of inserting that in orbit? Again, ISRO is probably the only major space power in this part of the world. We provide our services to the entire global south in helping them insert their payloads and satellites in space. Can you imagine the number for a single small satellite being launched in orbit in what we call as the low Earth orbit or the LEO? Can anyone give me a ballpark figure? कुछ भी number बोल दो. आपके number नहीं कटेंगे परीक्षा में इसके लिए. It was $10,000. Can you imagine? For close to around 8 lakh rupees, India could insert a CubeSat, a nanosat of a country like Singapore in orbit, in what we call as the low Earth orbit. That is ISRO's space diplomacy for you. So India is constantly changing that. And it is not just that we are doing this in the current realm of things. When at a time when India was getting independent, Winston Churchill, during the World War II, in the corner of a paper wrote, when the Bengal famine was going on, that why hasn't Gandhi died yet? And at that point of time, the Brits used to feel that by 1960s or 70s, they will all split with just a bunch of princely states that cannot be held together. But we are here today. What Jawaharlal Nehru said at the time of our independence, the birth of a nation, the soul of a nation, long suppressed one finds utterance. It was truly that moment, because after Prithviraj Chauhan, the next indigenous head of state was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. We have for over 1,000 years been dictated by foreign forces. So it is our time to show the world the Indian way of life, the Indian dream and the Indian leadership. And this goes back to historical narratives. You all know this guy. At the age of 22 years, in a small dungeon in Lahore, he could write a thing like, इस कदर वाकिफ है मेरी कलम मेरे जज्बातों से मैं इश्क भी लिखना चाहूं तो इनकलाब लिखा जाता है. At a time like that, you know this guy, Srinivas Ramanujan, at a time when the Britishers were subjugating us, they had to recognize an Indian as a fellow of the Royal Society. During the First World War from 1914 to 1918, when Ramanujan landed at the Great Trinity College in Cambridge, there was a concept that challenged all of mathematics around the world called combinatorics, or a domain called as partitions, the number of ways you can add up to a certain number. So if P of x is equal to n, where P of x, where x is the number you plug in, and n is the number of partitions. Partitions kahe to the number of ways you can add up to a certain number or express a number additively. For instance, P of 4 is equal to 5. There are 5 ways you can represent the number 4. Kaise? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Dusra 2 plus 2. Tisra 2 plus 1 plus 1. Chautha 3 plus 1. And panchwa, the number 4 itself. So there are 5 ways you can represent the number 4. But what if I wrote P of 2948 or P of 5946? How many ways can you represent the number 5496? Probably a billion ways. So there was a professor called Major McMahon who was an expert in combinatorics. He said he would do it by painful rigor of hand. He would take months together and come up with the partition value. Ramanujan took up that challenge. Within 1 week, Ramanujan gave a formula, which is called the Ramanujan-Hardy partitions formula. You plug in the number and out comes the result. And that's how fast Indian mathematics has dominated the globe. At a time when the Britishers were subjugating us, Ramanujan was conferred the Fellow of the Royal Society for his indigenous contributions to mathematics in terms of pure knowledge and merit. This lady has never been spoken of at any forum till now. This is Durga Bhabhi, the same Durga Bhabhi who was with Bhagat Singh at the time of his escape from Lahore, when Bhagat Singh donned the famous hat, removed his dadi, removed his pug. At that time, there was a lady, probably the only female revolutionary in the annals of world revolutionary history, lived until 1999, and not a lot of us know about her. So it is time we reconnect with our roots, from Homi Bhabha to Vikram Sarabhai, who have contributed some of the greatest known institutions in India, from ISRO to BARC to IIM Ahmedabad. All of them, we owe a lot to people who have built this country, including Nandan Nilekani Saab, builds Infosys, is probably the CTO of India, they say, goes on to build UIDAI, Unique Identification Authority of India, builds Aadhaar, from there goes to the National Payments Corporation of India, and builds the world's largest, most sophisticated money disbursement system known as UPI. And that is where India's tech diplomacy today is headed, my friends. And that is where I leave this forum open for the way ahead. Because this decade is India's decade, Web 3.0. जब हम Web 3.0 की बात करते हैं, उसके पहले एक Web 2.0 आया था 2011 से 20 का, और उसके पहले एक Web 1.0 आया था मेरे दोस्तों 2000 से 2010 का. लोग ये भूल जाते हैं कि उस Web 1.0 के जन्म में भी एक इंडियन का हाथ था. The late Professor Rajiv Motwani, a professor of computer science at Stanford University, who was a PhD guide, very much like my friend Dr. Ajit here, and his doctoral students at that point were two children known as Larry and Sergey Brin. They said that Professor Rajiv Motwani has a concept called page rank algorithm. Let us go ahead and create a project around it. They called the project Google, the world's largest search engine ranking system based on the page rank algorithm of Professor Rajiv Motwani. So the very birth of the internet, the very gateway to the internet, there was also an Indian at that point who was present, again challenging the status quo around innovation, governance, and sustainability. So with that, I leave the forum open for you guys. With PICOM 24, we have created a great discussion around these concepts, because this is India's decade, what India has classically contributed and what India aspires to give in the way ahead. It all depends on you. So with that, I'll leave the stage and I'll leave it open to my esteemed colleagues on the dais to contribute their thoughts. Last में बस यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि अब भी जिसका खून ना खौला खून नहीं वो पानी है, जो देश के काम ना आए वो बेकार जवानी है। धन्यवाद।
Wow, that was an amazing session. Thank you so much, Mr. Siddharth Adhikari, for adding such an immense energy and vigor to the session. I think the young thought leaders like you are instrumental in shaping the young minds and introducing them to the Indian way of life. I'm sure the stage which you have left for all of us to ponder upon will surely have a wonderful insight and initiation. Taking ahead the journey of PyCon 2024, I would like to introduce you all to our special guest, who's yet another brilliant mind. Our special guest, Mr. Siddharth Adhikari, who's the Circle Head, Punjab National Bank. May I request the AV team to kindly share his profile with all of us.
Mr. Siddharth Adhikari is a BSc, MA in Economics, CA IIB, and has an advanced course in documentary credits at BTS RBI Mumbai. Sir has over 32 years of experience of working in one of the largest nationalized banks of the country. He has worked in all spheres of banking, starting from rural banking, agricultural finance, MSME, forex, and corporate banking. He has worked as branch head in different branches of the bank for more than 20 years in different geographies throughout India. Sir has worked as head of rural branches, having agricultural advances in the Taraiara of Uttarakhand. He has worked as MSME and forex head of international banking branch in the brass city of Muradabad, dealing in export of handicrafts and import of raw materials, and handling export-import turnover of Rs 3,000 crore. Sir has worked as branch head of International Banking Branch at Ludhiana, having advances portfolio of Rs 5,000 crores. He has an experience of financing of greenfields projects in spinning mills and food processing industries in Punjab, dealing as lead bank in large value accounts in one of the first 12 cases referred by RBI under the Indian Bankruptcy Code (IBC). Sir has worked as Zonal Head of Audit Office dealing in statutory concurrent audit of more than 300 branches, dealing with investigations of large value fraud accounts. Currently, Mr. Siddharth Adhikari is working as Circle Head of Punjab National Bank at Indore, looking after more than 70 branches spread across 88 districts of Indore. We welcome you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands and welcome Mr. Siddharth Adhikari.
Thank you, Dr. Palvi. In fact, your AV team has exaggerated it to such an extent. There's nothing like that. Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, Chairman MBK Holding, Qatar. Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. B.S. Nagesh, Founder Terrain, Non-Executive Chairman, Shoppers Stop. Chairman, Mr. Devesh Jain, Prestige Education Foundation. Distinguished guests sitting on the dais, learned professors, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Very good morning, good afternoon. Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal. Friends, first of all, I would like to thank the Prestige Group for giving us such a prestige and giving us an opportunity to be here amongst this August gathering. Sir, we are really privileged to be part of this August gathering, and I'm really thankful to this organization, to this great organization. The subject that we have to deliver today, we have to talk today is regarding changing business paradigms. change, the very moment the word change comes to the mind, so immediately we recall the famous Greek scholar who 3,000 years back, who once said, the only thing permanent in this world is change. And he further went on to say that no man in this world, just imagine, just 3,000 years back, that gentleman said that no man in this world can cross a river twice. Such a powerful statement he made, because the next time he crosses the river, neither the river will be the same, nor the man will be the same. So this is the power of change that we are witnessing day by day. And in business paradigms, we are witnessing drastic changes. But before this, I dwell upon this changing business paradigms, I just want to share a small experience, life experience with you. In fact, it's a small story, personal story. Just a few days back, I was busy in some personal function at my family. So I received a call from, it was an unknown number, of course. So after repeatedly, that person was calling repeatedly. So initially I thought it was a fake call, so I did not pick up. But when he insisted and repeatedly started calling me, ultimately I had to pick up. So that gentleman introduced himself as, he said, I am Mr. Zakir. I am calling from Noida. And sir, I got your number from my father's diary. So I said, Mr. Zakir, sorry, I cannot recognize you. He said, sir, my father, unfortunately, he passed away 15 days back. And I was just going through his diary, and I found your name. And ultimately, I managed to get your number also. So I just wanted to request you whether you knew my father and how you knew him. And because he has mentioned, he could not write Hindi, so he said it's written in Urdu, your name, and your bank also, Punjab National Bank. So he just wanted to confirm whether was there any connection regarding if his father had any business or banking connection with me. But of course I could not recognize. Then again, when we insisted and when we talked further for another 5-10 minutes, suddenly I could strike back. Actually, that person was not acquainted to me, and I had acquaintance with his father. And that acquaintance was almost 30 years back. I had met his father. And see the power of changing business paradigm. 30 years back, how I met that gentleman that is another interesting story. 30 years back, I was posted in some rural branch. In fact, most of you must be knowing that public sector banks, in fact, we are obliged and we are privileged also to have branches in very remote locations. And it was, in fact, absolutely remote location, located in the hills of Uttarakhand, and of course, amongst very deep forest also. So I was posted to that branch for say 1 month. It was a temporary posting, and I was heading to that branch on my motorcycle, of course. So suddenly, in the middle of the forest, I found one gentleman. And he was waving his hand, he was asking for a lift, and I too was quite surprised, and I too was pleasantly surprised to find some human being in the middle of the forest. So I suddenly, I too stopped, and I said, he said, we had a lot of talks also. Then one fine day, and he kept on coming. I was there for another 1 month, so he kept on coming 2-3 times. So I asked that gentleman, Mohammed Qasim, he was. I asked that Qasim, Qasim ji, ek baat batao, matlab you come to such a remote location and you come on foot, and how is it that you are not able to, after you are doing business for such a long time? He said, no, it's not that. I normally come on bus, and when I miss the bus, then I have no other option. And if you want to ask, of course, bike I cannot afford, because those times affording a bike also was not so easy. So he said, bike I cannot afford, but of course I had a horse. And that horse, I used to load my luggage, and I used to walk. And that was very easy for me to come to this place, because it was a trek of around 15-16 kilometers, and I could manage my business in that way. So what happened to the horse? One fine day, one fine morning, when I was returning after my visit to this village, so I was easing myself in the roadside on the jungle. Suddenly, I heard something in the bushes, and what happened? The horse ran away. The horse ran away, galloped away at such a great speed, and he ran away with the luggage also. Until date, I have not been able to find neither my horse nor my luggage. So that was a big business failure, as well as a big failure for me. So ultimately, I went on and I moved away from that place. But we managed some communication. 2-3 years, some Diwali he used to wish, and for Eid I used to wish him, and Happy New Year, some sort of messages we had. But what happened this time, after 30 years, when I got a call just 15 days back, his son introduced me and he said, sir, he's running a small garments factory in Noida. And his father was doing that business. Yes, he agreed. And yes, he too could remember that it was a big business failure for their family when such an incident occurred. So, see the change. See the drastic change that we are witnessing every day, everywhere. We don't know how many changes in business paradigms are happening. This is just a small change. This is just a small thing that just strikes to my mind when I think of change. So, whenever we think of changing business paradigms, Alvin Toffler, I don't know if some of you have read his book. Alvin Toffler, he was an American writer. And in 1970s, he wrote a very interesting book, The Future Shock. 50 years back, that gentleman, of course, all these changes had begun when we had started moving from roads from Earth to space. We had started moving from TV, from radio to TV, and from broadcasting to digital. But 50 years ago, he made a very interesting prophecy. He said that the amount of changes that he could see 50 years back, they were tremendous. And if you go through that book, it's written tremendous things about the future of changes that we are going to witness. One interesting thing that I would like to share, he said, he gave a very interesting theory. He said, see, human existence in the world can be dated back to around approximately 3 lakh years. Of course, the Earth existed for around more than 5 billion years ago. But the earliest traces of human beings are almost 3 lakh years. And in those 3 lakh years, up 2,50,000 years, man was restricted to caves only. And after 50,000 years back, we moved out of the cave. And then the actual changes started. And again, the pace of changes that are happening, that is increasing day by day. He said, in the last 50,000 years, the changes that occurred in the last 50,000 years were much, much smaller to those changes that occurred in the last 2,000 years. And in the changes that occurred in the last 2,000 years, they are nothing in comparison to the changes we witnessed in the last 200 years. And today we are standing, if we see the changes in the last 200 years and the changes in the last 20 years, there's absolutely no comparison. Today we have reached anybody sitting in the hall, nobody sitting in the hall, neither my age, neither my senior. No, this evening we are going to say what changed, next day what changes. So we don't wait for to witness those changes. So every day business ethics are changing. What small observations that everybody can make regarding changes in business. One of my friends, Alok Jain, he's sitting here. Recently he took me to he recently took me to a gentleman who was dealing in confectionery items. He was manufacturing confectionery items. What tremendous business. I said, how can you manage all these 3,000 products? And where do you sell these products? Cities. And the moment you move out of these cities, 5-10 kilometers, you'll start finding my products. Everywhere, throughout India, in every nick and corner of the country, you'll find my products. In every small shop, in every village, and every small village, everywhere you'll find our products. But how do you manage all this? It's very simple. So he said, sir, you don't talk about these 3,000 products that we are having. We are launching a product almost, 2-3 products almost every day. So he was sitting in front of a big TV screen, so I thought he was watching some CNBC TV or something. He said, see, look at the TV screen right in front of me. So this is the product that we have launched this morning. It was a small confectionery item, of course. He said, this is the product that we have launched this morning. And the statistics that you are seeing on the right side of the screen, these are the orders that we are getting. And I have got substantial orders since the morning, and I'm unable to. So how do you manage? You must be having a large army of sales reps. No, sir, no, absolutely not. Not a single sales representative we have. All these 10-15 people that you saw outside, sitting outside in the hall, having laptops and mobile phones, they are my salesperson. So how do you get orders? How is it possible that you get orders so frequently? Everybody, move out of the city 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, you go to any nook and corner of the country, that gentleman, that shopkeeper will have a mobile phone, and that is my USP. He'll send orders in WhatsApp. And what about payments? Of course, payment, Google Pay, UPI, no issue, sir, absolutely no issue. And by the evening, he gets huge payments also, advance payment also. So just look at the power, just look at the way we are doing business. 10 years back, even 5 years back, we could not imagine this type of business. If we talk of financial banking, just unimaginable. Just now, Siddharth sir mentioned this power of UPI. Can we have ever thought more than 2 billion transactions per month? We are creating world records. Aadhaar-based, Aadhaar-enabled payment system, AEPS. It's a unique product. 5 years back, 10 years back, nobody could ever imagine that simply by your Aadhaar authentication through your biometric Aadhaar authentication, you can access your account from any corner of the country, from anywhere in the country. You can withdraw money from your account. So this is what's happening. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency. Of course, RBI is in a very advanced stage of launching the central bank digital currency, and they have already started this trial run of this currency also. One more very interesting and very, very dynamic change that we'll be seeing in the near future. Decentralized financing. Decentralized financing is another game changer. You'll not be needing any bank as such for DeFi. Of course, there are so many regulatory issues, and the governments all over the world are thinking of whether to allow or not to allow, including our government also, because this DeFi, decentralized financing, this is based on blockchain system, just like cryptocurrencies. And the best part of this DeFi will be, you will not be needing a bank as such. You have surplus money, you can lend it to anybody through your computer network. And anybody who needs money, he can contact you directly through this network of computers. Of course, subjected to regulatory and compliance issues. So this is the power of change that we are witnessing every day. The changing business paradigms, there are other issues, the trends in innovation, governance, sustainability. Actually, I was just mentioning with my friend while coming to this seminar, these are quite offbeat type of subjects for us, because we have never been to some such august gatherings and such college where MBA classes are being held. Because, but whatever possible, I'll request the organizers to kindly forgive me if I sidetrack from the main issue. So, trend in innovation. Just now, Siddharth sir mentioned the dignitaries, the huge. There's absolutely no dearth of knowledge. There's absolutely no dearth of learned people, luminaries in our country. We are world's largest country in terms of population, holding nearly more than 18% of the world's population. In terms of economy, of course, we are 5th largest economy after US, China, Japan, and Germany. And as the forecast goes, the rating agencies world over, the government of India, we are going to become the 3rd largest economy in the world by 2030. But are we really serious about innovation? Are we really doing something on innovation? I doubt. Every day you walk out in the streets, you'll see scores of buses loaded with thousands of school-going kids, their mothers carrying their bags and telling the driver, please take him back on time, because after school he has to go to another coaching class, and then dance classes, then language classes, then music classes, whatnot. Even for his summer vacations, even for his winter vacations, we have already planned in advance. No, this summer vacation, this winter vacation, we'll give him such and such coaching. Are we giving them time to breathe? Are we giving them time to innovate? Are we giving them time to think? No, we are not. So this is one big question that we really have to change our way of life, because this thing is going to continue. Right from the school, this will continue in his college days, for his entry-level college, then coaching for the entry in the college, then inside the college, then outside the college, when he ultimately gets a job. There too, the same thing is happening. Nobody is giving time, nobody has the time to innovate or think. I think we should seriously think over it, because unless innovation is there, no growth is possible, and no growth is sustainable also. Governance, Governors just now, Jains have also mentioned that Nawami Gange project and several government initiatives. My take on this governance issue is that there should be two things at least. Not only restricted to India, it should be throughout the world. I think unless these two things are there, proper governance is not possible. The first thing is that there should be absolutely coincidence, that there should be a lot of coordination between the three wings: the corporate world, the academia, and the governments. Government, by government, I mean all the three governments: the local level governments, the middle level, and the central level governments. Because unless there is coordination, it's very difficult to think of governance. And one very interesting example I would like to share with all of you here in this coordination part. The lead bank scheme of the government of India or of the RBI. This is a very interesting scheme. Most of you must be aware. I'm sharing this scheme for the young kids. It's a very interesting scheme, launched in 1969, and every district in the country, one bank has been assigned to every district, and that bank has to coordinate with the local government, with the grassroots level government, with the state government, and with all government agencies. And every government policy, every government-sponsored job, that has to be percolated down through, and this is the duty of the lead bank. And this is working very well. You see any government scheme, you see even the PM Swanidhi scheme or the rural housing scheme or the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, anything, even for that matter, our own MP government's Ladi Bitiya scheme. So all these schemes are very successfully trickled down to the grassroots level, to the actual users, because of the coordination between the three. So unless this coordination is there, so it's very difficult to have a very successful governance. And the second issue which I would like to share is the role of intermediaries. Role of intermediaries, I mean, by intermediaries, I want to focus on the role of NGOs, because some of the NGOs are doing excellent work. One NGO I recently met here in Indore itself, in our own city of Indore. Actually, we had our Officers Association conducted one program with all those food soldiers, all the sweepers, and all those cleaning agencies of Indore who are taking the city to such a height. So we conducted a program there, and I had an opportunity to interact with those people. And there I found one very interesting NGO gentleman. I said, "What are you doing here? You people are directly involved in cleaning." And then I came to know, I don't know how many of you are aware of this. Then I came to know that he said, "No, sir, actually NGOs, we have a very crucial role in this movement." What is your role, sir? Actually, the education part, the awareness part, we are looking after that. Because the rack, sure, because the rack picker, he doesn't have time to segregate all those. So it is the NGOs who have to do this education part. So this was my take on governance, and of course, the third part, sustainability, is such an issue that we all have to work on it, because if we are heading towards development, we are heading towards, because recently there was a report by the World Economic Forum. They said that they have compiled a very interesting, just 5 minutes, they have compiled a very interesting report of all 107 nations, and they have said that the only development, no doubt development was absolutely essential to raise the standards of the people, but if that economic development is based on inequality, if it is based on no innovation, and it is not sustainable ecologically, then development is not required also. So they have requested all the nations of the world to rethink their strategy on these 4 pillars, so that whatever we leave for the generations to come, in whatever way we leave this planet for our generations to come, it should be at least, it should be a better world to live in. So, thank you, friends. I really loved the audience and the way you gave me a patient hearing. At the end, I would like to thank the organizers once again for giving us an opportunity, and my special thanks to His Excellency, who was for choosing Indore as his maiden destination. I'm really thankful to him also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Adhikari, for sharing your experiences on changing business paradigm. I'd like to mention the presence of Madam Mamta Shekhawat, Principal, Prestige Public School. May I request Dr. Navratri Dongre to kindly extend her with a floral welcome. Thank you for being here, ma'am. So before we move ahead, I would like to deeply appreciate this August gathering for being a wonderful and a lovely audience. So you should have a huge round of applause for each one of you. Thank you so much. Moving ahead with PyCon 2024, I would like to invite my co-host, Dr. Nidhi Sharma, to take forward with the proceedings.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pallavi. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we could not have a better start to this two-day fantastic journey of PIMR 19th International Conference on Changing Business Paradigms, Trends in Innovation, Governance, and Sustainability. Well, today is truly, absolutely beautiful, wonderful, and auspicious day that brings together so many special people like you. And you know what? It's because of the presence of each one of you here that we are going to elevate this event to another level. So I think we all deserve a big, big, big round of applause. Please give it for yourself. Be louder, please. Thank you. Well, though the journey is same, but the pilots have changed. Namaskar. This is Dr. Nidhi Sharma, your Sutradhar for the remaining part of the inaugural. And I would like to request all of you to please tighten your seat belts again, because though we already had a wonderful start, but the best part has yet to come. Kyunki, picture abhi, if somebody can help me from the audience, picture abhi? Baki hai mere dost. Thank you so much. So moving ahead, we will be going for the release of our conference journal proceedings. May I now request all the editors of the conference journal proceedings on the stage, please. So obviously headed by Dr. Raja Roy Sir Chaudhary, he's already here. Dr. Pratima Jain, I would request Dr. Jyoti Bajpayee, Dr. Bharti Malukani, Dr. Arpan Srivastav, and Ms. Swati Rai to please come on the stage. I request all the editors to please come on the stage and request all the dignitaries to kindly do the honor of releasing the conference journal. Thank you. PIMR is a recognized research center of Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. Every year, many PhD scholars are awarded PhD in Management Studies. I'm pleased to announce the PhD notifications from February 2023 to February 24. I request all the awarded candidates to kindly come on the stage one by one. And I request all the dignitaries to kindly award them with PhD notifications. So we'll begin with Dr. Vishwesh Chauhan. Dr. Vishwesh Chauhan, his title of the thesis was packaging strategy of Indian tobacco companies under the able guidance of Dr. Anukul Haid. Please come on the stage. I request internal team to kindly bring his notification. Next we have is Dr. Archana Pandey. Dr. Archana Pandey. I request dignitaries to kindly award notification to the PhD awardees. Dr. Archana Pandey. Okay, we have Dr. Harsha Surana. Dr. Harsha Surana, under the guidance of Dr. Raksha Thakur, and the title of the thesis was A Study of Consumer Behavior Concerning Adoption of Digital Payment Platforms. After Harsha, we have Dr. Rachna Jain. Please come near the stage, Dr. Rachna Jain. Dr. Harsha, please come. Thank you. Dr. Rachna Jain, under the guidance of Dr. Manisha Singhai, the title of the thesis was Impact of RTI Act 2005 on Management of Government Higher Learning Institutions in India. Dr. Neeti Jain. Dr. Neeti Jain, please come. Dr. Pranay Karnik. Dr. Neeti Jain? Neeta Jain. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Please come. Dr. Neeta Jain, followed by Dr. Pranay Karnik. Dr. Archana Nag. Dr. Pranay Karnik, under the guidance of Dr. Deepak Jarolia, and the title was Determinants of Employment of Management Students in MP. Dr. Archana Nag, under the guidance of Dr. Rupal Chaudhary, and the title was A Study of Adoption and Diffusion of Solar Products in Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Sumit Sogarkar. Dr. Sumit Sogarkar. Dr. Sumit Sogarkar, under the guidance of Dr. Alok Bansal, and the title of the thesis was A Study of Mobile E-Marketing Adoption in Select Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 cities of India. Dr. Prayatna Jain. Dr. Prayatna Jain, under the guidance of Dr. Ajit Upadhyay, the title of the thesis was A Study of Online Buying Behavior in India. Mr. Ashish Agrawal. Mr. Ashish Agrawal, under the guidance of Dr. Alok Bansal, thesis titled Developing Anti-Smoking Strategies for Managing Health of Smokers in India. Mr. Purnesh Gulbake. Mr. Purnesh Gulbake, under the guidance of Dr. Murlidhar Panga, thesis titled A Study of Effect of Six Sigma Practices on Financial Performance in Business Organizations. Congratulations to all of you. Many, many congratulations. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you. Moving on to the Loyalty Awards. Well, I'm pleased to announce the name of two faculty members who have successfully completed 10 years of service with PIMR Indore. So it's my privilege to announce their names. They are Dr. Pranay Karnik and Dr. Dipesh Mamtani. I request both of you to please come on the stage. I request the internal team to kindly bring their award, Loyalty Award. Dr. Pranay Karnik. Dipin sir, please. Please give a big hand. So Pranay sir is really very happy to achieve 2 awards today. Congratulations. Dr. Dipesh Mamtani. Okay, I would request Dr. Sagar. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. There was some confusion. Thank you so much. And now moving on to the next award, since PIMR has a very strong value system, they do not only value and acknowledge the services of faculty members, they also value and acknowledge the services of staff members. So here, the Least Leave Award goes to Mr. M.L. Bais from Examination Department, PG Campus. So may I invite Mr. M.L. Bais on the stage for the Least Leave Award, followed by Mr. Rohit Devalekar from Accounts Department, UG Campus. Mr. Rohit. I request dignitaries. I would also invite Mr. Tara Chand from Library PG Campus to receive the Least Leave Award. Mr. Rohit first, please come on the stage, followed by Mr. Tara Chand and Mr. Durgesh Yadav, Library Department of Law. I also invite Mr. Sagar for completing 10 years with prestige, 10 years of service with prestige. You are requested to come on the stage and receive the award. Okay, thank you. Mr. Tarachand, Mr. Durgesh Yadav. Thank you, thank you. I can see some students of prestige sitting here, yes or no? So please show our judges the energy of PIMR. Just give a big hand for all our guests present here. Thank you, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we have an eminent personality amongst us whose expertise and accomplishments speaks volume. He is an philanthropist and an iconic and admired retailer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about none other than Mr. B.S. Nagesh, who is founder, Train, that's Trust for Retailers and Retail Associates of India, and also non-executive chairman, Shoppers Stop. I would now request Team AV to please play his AV.
Mr. B.S. Nagesh is the founder of a not-for-profit organization called Train, Trust for Retailers and Retail Associates of India. Train defines its purpose as building an equitable and inclusive community and has a vision of empowering people through retail, with a mission of upgrading the lives of people in retail, both at work and home. Nagesh has been involved with Shoppers Stop since its inception in 1991 as the first employee. Today, Shoppers Stop is the leading department store chain in India with 105 department stores and more than 100 beauty doors across the country. Nagesh has contributed significantly in ushering modern retailing in the country. He stepped out of the role of MD in Shoppers Stop Limited in 2009 at the age of 50 to start TRAIN to fulfill his personal belief of 25 years of learning, 25 years of earning and 25 years of returning. He is the chairman of Shoppers Stop Limited. He is also the founding chairman of Retailers Association of India, RAI, which was set up in 2004. He stepped out of RAI in 2021. Mr. Nagesh has been recognized as an iconic retailer and was inducted into the World Retail Hall of Fame 2008 at the World Retail Congress 2008 conducted in Barcelona. With his induction in the World Retail Hall of Fame 2008, Mr. Nagesh is the only Indian retailer and the first Asian retailer to take a significant place alongside more than 100 stalwarts of the global retail industry. Nagesh is the recipient of Helen Keller Award for being a role model in creating livelihood for persons with disability. He is also nominated as an Ashoka Fellow. Mr. B.S. Nagesh lives in Mumbai with his wife Shailja and has two daughters, Pooja and Pallavi. We welcome you, sir.
So we request you to kindly address us. Please, sir.
So, respected dignitaries on the stage, friends, when she said 24 years of learning, 25 years of earning, and 25 years of returning, I also planned 25 years of fun after that, so it's not 75 years. Yeah. Also, when you come in a conference like this, when you have distinguished speakers, you can't go by the old-time academic studies, where you prepare for the chapters, you know what the course is, and you know what the exams are, and you know how you could write the papers. Because in modern day, you come prepared, the first speaker speaks 50% of it, the second speaker speaks 50% of it, and the third speaker consumes a balance 500%. So you need to come and really think of innovation. When I saw all the PhD awardees here, I was really thrilled to see so many women getting doctorate. Then I thought, why don't I talk about purpose and inclusion and talk about innovation, governance, and sustainability, relationship to what's happening in the country, more so in India than also around the world. And two things come to my mind very strongly. One is the guru I follow, Sadhguru. When I was talking to him about purpose, he mentioned that, Nagesh, purpose should be so large, that you die without achieving it. Because if your purpose is so small, you'll achieve it. After that, what? The second thing mentioned was purpose should be always inclusive. If it is I, me, myself, then it is not purpose. Yeah? And remember, a lot of students are here. Purpose is not a goal or an objective. You can fail in your goal. You may not succeed in your objectives, but you'll still achieve your purpose. And that, I think, is very, very important. So I was thinking, similarly, at the same time, I was attending a conference, and Mr. Ratan Tata was in the conference, and I was participating, I was moderating. So the question asked to him was, Tata Group has hundreds and hundreds of companies. Fabulous group, great brand name. How do you decide which business to get in? And we were expecting that he's going to give us a big lecture on how to decide which business to get in. And Mr. Tata said, it's so simple. Whatever is good for the community is good for us. Now, this is a fabulous statement. Yeah? Look at a strategy of starting a business which has been brought into 4 or 5 words. Otherwise, we appoint the McKinseys and the EYs and the PwCs of the world to define the strategy. So, and in all the 2 statements, you must have seen the word purpose and inclusivity. And I think that's fabulous. So I thought, let me talk to you about innovation, governance, and sustainability from these 2 words of purpose and inclusivity. to me, these two words and these three words of innovation, governance, sustainability is learned by every individual from birth. Because the epitome of innovation, the epitome of governance, and the epitome of sustainability starts from a mother, wife, sister in the kitchen. I don't know how many of you agree to this. I mean, if you look at innovation, she innovates at every stage in life, depending on what is required on the table and what is required for the family. She is the one who ensures that there is discipline, there is governance, because she won't allow you to go away from whatever. And sustainability, there's no relation to sustainability than that lady of the house, because my belief of sustainability is continuity. My belief of sustainability is growth. My belief of sustainability is where you can think of building a brand which lasts for generation. A prestige in a group of institutions is already in its second generation. The third generation must have come out. I'm sure if you talk to Mr. Jain, he's not going to say, oh, I'm planning for the next 30 years. And I must give you one example of this. I don't know how many of you have heard of this company called Auchan, A-U-C-H-A-N. It's a 100 billion euro group out of France. You must have heard of Decathlon. Decathlon is part of their group. I was meeting the board of Auchan, and there were 10 members who came all the way from France to India. And I asked them this question saying, you don't have a single store, not $1 of investment, not $1 of revenue. What makes the whole board come to India? He said, Mr. Nagesh, we are 250 family members, and we need to add another 250 family members over the next 25 to 30 years. Our trip today is for finding out the business opportunities in India for the next 2 generations. Now that's sustainability. That's thinking long from a business point of view or a family point of view. The second thing which he said is again fabulous, and these are learnings that I have seen in terms of growth. He said, we are 250 family members, all of us are shareholders, but all of us are not board members. Yeah? So he says our philosophy is learned from nature, birds. We build nests, the bird builds nest, it lays its eggs, nurtures the chick till the time it has the ability to fly. When it flies off, we don't chase the birds, but we leave the nest so that when the bird comes back, the home is always there. Now, this is again the way you should look at organization. I mean, you have alumni you are welcomed here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing about innovation, governance, sustainability comes all across, and it is inclusive. And that's the way even our Prime Minister talks of, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, because that's the way the development happens. Let's come to business. I don't know why we always feel the innovation is at the topmost level. Governance is at the topmost level. Sustainability should be thought through topmost level. The CEOs and that. It's not true. I mean, an organization can be innovative. A business can deliver innovation when there is inclusivity in innovation also. Innovation is not that can be done at the topmost or the biggest level. I mean, it can be done at the smallest level. I mean, you've heard of agri-tech happening, you talk of fintech happening. I mean, Siddharth spoke about the whole Jandhan, which is the JAM trinity, which has actually come into the country. But I want to talk to you about how sometimes innovation comes at the smallest and the lowest level. In a company, we are seeing a lot of losses. This was a hypermarket business. So I was addressing the whole company. And I said, is there any way that you can save 1 rupee? Because every rupee that you save can actually add to the profits. Next day morning, I got a call from a packer in a warehouse. The lowest employee in terms of ranking in the organization. And he said, sir, I have one thing to say, we'll save a rupee a day. What was it? He said, when we seal the packaging of the grains, okay, we can seal it 1 centimeter less. Plastic pouch packaging you must have seen. He said, if you seal it 1 centimeter less, you are actually going to save a kg a day, and it will be much more than a rupee a day. The lowest person in the organization was able to think innovatively within 24 hours. So I asked him, why didn't you say this before? He said, nobody ever asked me. Now, this is another very, very great thing to look at when you want to innovate. If the organizational culture is not about listening, you can't innovate. Only the CEO can innovate. So how do you build an organization? Now, suddenly it strikes me the Man Ki Baat, okay, and the questions that the Prime Minister get. Maybe these are lots of places where you get feedback. I also remember Mr. Narayan Murthy, the founder chairman of Infosys. And one asked, and I was interviewing him, and I asked this question to Mr. Murthy. I mean, you have the whole world of innovation and technology below you, but how does Mr. Narayan Murthy learn? At the end of the day, you were the first employee, but today you have tens and thousands. How do you learn? So he gave me a very simple example. He says, leaders have to learn to receive feedback. So I just want to connect these two words, listening and feedback. Listening is different than getting a feedback which is a critical feedback or a critique. So you can't innovate if you can't listen. You can't innovate if you can't actually be having a feedback, because after all, what are you innovating for? You're not innovating for yourself. You're innovating for your community, for your organization, for your country, for the world. And every innovation that has happened because of a challenge, or because of a problem, or because of an insight and a foresight. Now, all the four can happen depending on what situation you are, and that to me is very, very critical. I don't want to talk much about governance, because I think this is a country which is going to become the marker of governance to the world. I mean, if I look at, I'm using two countries here. When I looked at the American election last year, with big ballot papers being stamped and counted, and I look at the Indian election, where you press a button and you get the results in the next 24 hours. Okay, this is innovation and governance together. Okay, and that to me is what governance is going to bring in, because you are saying, how can I govern everything that's happening? How can I look at all compliances properly? And this is probably the best example I can talk of where innovation, digital, and governance comes together. Last, sustainability, like I was talking to Siddharth, why is sustainability only about environment? Why is sustainability only about ESG, Suddenly in the last few years, because lots of investors are asking this question of ESG, okay, and there's a G in it. I mean, the G could have been God also, okay, but G is here, governance. So everybody's talking of saying, okay, we need to bring in governance. We need to get in sustainability. It was all there. So I want all of you to look at sustainability on many ways. And one simple example I want to give you is, this is my 32nd year in Sharper Stop, yeah. I have sustained. I'm just saying that today's modern generation, I'm not saying please don't change jobs or get into new jobs, but I'm just saying whatever you do, ensure that the role you play and the organization that you work for, you leave it as sustainable. And the reason I'm saying this is that when you leave and go, the next person who comes should be able to take your role from there and take it up. And that to me is sustainability. And this has to be for everybody. All of us have to ensure that when there is a generational change, when there's a leadership change, when there's a role change, we ensure that whatever we're doing are sustainable. And that will be the word that I would like to close with. Thank you very much, and thank you for the Institute for inviting me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful, engaging, and interesting session. Thank you. Thank you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is with great pleasure and profound honor that we are celebrating the presence of a luminary whose eminence knows no bounds, a symbol of inspiration and an epitome of excellence. Yes, our revered chief guest, His Excellency Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, is an illustrious personality that embodies the very essence of leadership, vision, and grace. May I now request the AV team to kindly introduce our chief guest.
His Excellency Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani is the chairman of MBK Holding. He is a visionary and a luminary figure in the global entrepreneurial landscape, celebrated for his visionary leadership and transformative impact. With a career spanning over 2 decades, Sheikh Mansoor is an astute entrepreneur and a driving force behind innovative ventures. At the heart of his endeavors lies the aspiration to innovate innovation. Sheikh Mansoor envisions and cultivates a dynamic global ecosystem that nurtures entrepreneurs, propels innovation, and accelerates ventures into the international arena. His visionary approach has redefined the traditional boundaries of business, ushering in a new era of possibilities. His expansive portfolio spans a spectrum of sectors, from information security and online training platforms to aviation technologies, renewable energy, and innovative health and wellness solutions. This global footprint extends across the Gulf region, UK, Europe, Singapore, Latin America, Canada, Australia, and the USA. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Please address us, sir.
Thank you so much. Bismillah walhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum, peace on you all. Very good morning was and very good afternoon now to India, to INDORE. Very good afternoon to the Prestige INDORE. I would like really to thank you so much all for this opportunity. Special thanks to Dr. Raja Roy Tishodri, my friend, and my dear friend and brother, Dr. Davish Jain, Chairman of Prestige Group and Education Foundation, for making my first trip to this great city of INDORE possible. I come to INDORE with lots of aspiration and hopes and ambitions, ideas and plans to work together with the Prestige and the pride of the Prestige, the pride of Central India. I have learned about Bidmishir, Dr. N.N. Jain, the legend. His contribution to the making this great brand, and I'm honored to meet his family members and explore possibilities of strategic partnership and business collaboration. So I would like really to talk about my global or our global entrepreneurial ecosystem. I believe in quality talent, and I think the next generation economy will be the quality talent economy. And I brought this just to remember the names. So I really liked Mr. Sidra Rajan's talks, and I agree with you in every word you said. And I think we'll have a great discussions later on, because I think the next generation economy will be really people's economy, community economy. And congratulations to India to be the #1 population in the world. So you have now the next generation economy resources with you. And what will differentiate any nation will be the quality of that talent. And this is what I believe in. I've been very well known as someone that could see the future. Don't ask me why, but I do. And 20 years ago, I talked about a lot of things that is happening today. And I have no choice but to believe in myself. And I tell you, the current economy will not sustain. The future economy is coming up. And it is a quality talent economy, that you have abundance of them. So I totally agree with you, and we'll have a discussion about building next generation economy together. With the Prestige Group, with you, with all the quality talent, we have a chance to show the whole world how our grandchildren can live in a better world, in more sustainable and in more peaceful community and world. Because we have to do it. Nobody will do it for us. And we have to stand for that and build the future of our grandchildren. Whatever we do today, they will get it from us. So we hope that we do something that they will be happy and proud of, which is not happening yet. I think most of you agree with me. So I don't want to take a lot of time, but there are a lot of things in the global ecosystem that I'm building, and it's not about me, it's about us. And my vision statement on this is: we innovate innovation with the quality talent for a better sustainable future. So it's all about we and us. We cannot do it, nobody can do it alone. If there is something that I'm sure of, is that I cannot do it, but we can do it. So together we can do the future sustainable, better life for our grandchildren. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful words of wisdom and sharing your experience and thoughts on sustainability with all of us. Thank you so much. So I request all of you to please shower our chief guest with the petals of our applause as we truly honor his esteemed presence amongst us. Please give a big hand. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to announce that MBK Holdings Qatar has signed MOU with Prestige Industry, including Prestige Feeds Limited, Pro Agricon Trade, Prestige Agrotech Limited, Soaring Aerotech Private Limited, and yes, AIC Prestige Inspire Foundation. So all of us must celebrate the signing of MOU between these two industry giants. I request dignitaries to kindly do the honor. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment to celebrate. So please keep on giving a big hand. Thank you. Many congratulations to all of us. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so before we move on, I think we need one more big round of applause for the big celebration. Thank you. All right, now it is the time to confer the Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. B.S. Nagesh, founder, train, and chairman, Shoppers Stop. So may I request Dr. Raja Roy Chaudhary to please read the official citation of the award. Please, sir.
No issues, don't worry. When it comes to Nagesh, I don't have to read anything. Nagesh happens to be the king of retail in India. And it's for him, a lot of people like me got into retail. Or rather, we were compelled to get into retail. I still remember that day when I was the managing director of one of India's leading retail stores, and I frisked away 27 people from his company Shoppers Stop, and he did call me, and he said, this is not fair. But the irony in life is, on the launch, he was among the first few to come and congratulate me. So he has this ability to win over adversaries, and that's Nagesh. That makes him so special, a true people's man. And all his life, he has been loved and respected by people in the retail world. He's one of those guys who made Shoppers Stop one of India's most famous retail brands. Shoppers Stop, a listed company. He flew JDA from Singapore to sit on top of Shoppers Stop and start the ERP development of Shoppers Stop. JDA is a leading ERP company, and those days possibly the finest in the world of retail technology. He did create a conglomerate of fragrance and perfumery companies all over the world. About 350 leading companies, including Shoppers Stop, used to go for collaborative forecasting, planning, and replenishment. He's one of those few guys who ensured that he believes in such collaborative forecasting and replenishment models to enjoy economies of scale. So his contribution has been immense in the world of retail, and yet he's so humble and so simple. So, you know, it's befitting for Prestige today to honor this man, a true legend. And still today, he's thriving in the larger interest of the retail fraternity. So thank you, B.S. Nagesh, for all that you have done for us. Thank you once again.
Okay, I request team internal to kindly bring the citation, and request Deepti ma'am to kindly read the citation. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Prestige 19th International Conference, February 23-24, 2024. Citation, PIMR Lifetime Achievement Award hereby conferred upon Mr. B.S. Nagesh in recognition of his contribution to the Indian retail sector, being a seminal figure in ushering model retailing in the country, vision of empowering people through retail, through his not-for-profit organization TRAIN, Trust for Retailers and Retail Associates of India, on the occasion of PIMR 19th International Conference, February 23, 2024. Signed, Dr. Devesh Jain, Chairman, PEF, Dr. Raja Roy Chaudhary, Conference Chair.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much. Well, we have another special award. We are honored to confer a special award to His Excellency Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani for his immense contribution in innovation, technology, and sustainable growth globally. I would again request Dr. Raja Roy Chaudhary to kindly read the citation for our chief guest. Yeah.
The PIMR Business Excellence Award is hereby conferred upon His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, a member of the ruling royal family of the State of Qatar and the founder chairman of Embica Holding. Sheikh Mansoor epitomizes visionary leadership and transformative impact on the global entrepreneurial landscape. Aspirational leader who believes in innovation of innovation, building a global ecosystem to help entrepreneurs accelerate growth and provide access to global markets. I welcome you, sir, on the dais, and I would request Shri Dipinji and Dr. Davishji to bestow Sheikh with the special award.
Thank you. Many congratulations and thank you so much. I mean, looking at, special guests, chief guests getting a lot of awards, seriously feel like we should do something in life and maybe we will also get some award later in our life, right? And this recalls me, I think it should be for us as well, right? It recalls me of these two lines I would like to quote here. Rakh haunsla, wo manzar bhi aayega. रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा रख हौसला वो मंजर भी आएगा प्यासे के पास चलकर समंदर भी आएगा थक कर ना बैठ ए मंजिल के मुसाफिर थक कर ना बैठ ए मंजिल के मुसाफिर मंजिल भी मिलेगी और मिलने का मजा भी आएगा थैंक यू Well, finally, I would now request Dr. Dipin Jain, our Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Society, to present memento to His Excellency Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani as a token of our gratitude. We are truly grateful to have you, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Please give a big hand. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Alok Bansal to present memento to another chief guest, Mr. B.S. Nagesh. Please, sir. This is a token of our gratitude, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I request Dr. Vipin Chaudhary to present memento to Mr. Siddharth Rajhans as a token of our gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. I request internal team to kindly bring the memento. So she's there. Memento to Mr. Siddharth Rajhans. तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए. We must. Thank you. I request Dr. Nitin Tanded to extend memento to Mr. Siddharth Adhikari as a special thanks for his presence today. Dr. Nitin Tanded. Thank you so much. I now request Dr. Dipin Jain, Vice Chairman, Prestige Education Society, to propose the vote of thanks. Please, sir.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, participants, and my dear students, a very good afternoon to all of you. As we draw the curtains on this inaugural session of the PIMR 19th International Conference on the theme Changing Business Paradigms, Trends in Innovation, Governance, and Sustainability, PICOM 2024. It's my privilege and honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the Prestige Education Foundation. The theme of this conference, Changing Business Paradigms, resonates deeply in today's dynamic global landscape, encapsulating the essence of adopting to evolving trends in innovation, governance, and sustainability, which are pivotal for the success and resilience of business in 21st century. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to His Highness Sheikh Mansoor bin Khalifa Al Thani, Chairman, MBK Holding Qatar, our esteemed chief guest. Your presence has illuminated our conference with grace and significance, and we are honored to have the opportunity to host you, sir. A sincere thanks to Mr. B.S. Nagesh, founder of Train and chairman of Shoppers Stop, for gracing us with your presence as a chief guest. Your visionary leadership and entrepreneurial spirit are truly inspiring. I extend our thanks to Mr. Siddharth Adhikari and Mr. Siddharth Rajans for sharing your invaluable expertise with us. I would also like to express my best wishes to conference co-chair, conference chair, conference co-chair, conference coordinators, and team PIMR for their tireless dedication and efforts in making this international conference a resounding success. To our esteemed aspiring scholar and future leaders of India, I extend my heartfelt appreciation for your active participation and engagement in this conference. Your enthusiasm, dedication, and scholarly contributions have been instrumental in creating a vibrant platform for intellectual exchange and collaboration. I wish all the researchers and presenters the very best in their endeavors. May your research finding pave the way for meaningful contribution to academia and industry, driving positive changes and innovation in the years to come. Once again, thank you to everyone who has been the part of this journey. Your contributions have enriched our understanding and inspired us to aspire for greater height in the realm of business, innovation, governance, and sustainability. Let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and learning as we continue to navigate the ever-changing business paradigm of 21st century. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request the team AV to please play the national anthem, and I request all of you to kindly stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai. All right, all of you are requested to please make sure that you attend the session, research session that will start sharp at 2:30. The guests are Dr. Indra